Here's the foundation layout. Our cupboard will be placed where the red X is. Now obviously focusing on our cupboard is not going to be our objective for this base, but what should be our focus is how much it takes to get to the center. Here's how the walls and honeycomb is set up. Most of the time when you're blowing through the side of the base, it's going to be about 3 walls to get to the center, with the exception of the bottom right. For the roof, we've got 2 auto turrets, which are optional, but they're highly recommended. Alongside of these auto turrets, we also have these 45-degree roofs, which will add an extra layer when people are blowing through your roof. So for a brief overview, if you weren't paying attention during the base stats, this base will cost you 16,000 stone, and for getting through the defenses, to get to the center of the base, it'll cost 2 to 3 walls to get there, which for a base so cheap is honestly not that bad. Hey, how's it going everybody? Talk from Tuesday here, and today I'm bringing you another base build. This base includes auto turrets, which are completely optional. All it does is prevent people from trying to harass you, and it will slow down raiders. For your armored doors, you should at least have one on your front door, that way people will be uncertain on whether all your doors are armored or some of them are sheet metal. To check for door campers, you can do this in one of 2 ways. You can open up the hatch to the armored door, but this is highly ineffective because you don't have that much of a view. In my opinion, if you open up the door to the right and the front door, you can get an effective angle on them. This way you'll have more of a view, and if they do end up killing you, they still can't get through. Let's travel through the airlocks. There are 2 airlocks on this base, so nobody will be going deep anytime soon. Here's our main area. It looks pretty nice. Everything will be in this one room right here, which is the primary reason why we're protecting this the most. It's pretty easy to get in here. All you gotta do is just crouch jump on top of the oil refinery. Oil refineries are super helpful because it'll allow you to smelt up some low grade. It will come in handy, especially when you're trying to make all the furnaces. Down below the oil refinery, we can put some hemp plants. This will be an easy way for solo players to get cloth, and it's a good substitute to using just a bunch of planters. In this room right here is going to be our furnace room. We've got 5 furnaces, in which you can of course include more if you'd like, and we've got a small box and a campfire. In the small box, I highly recommend storing some of your unsmelted metals and wood. Behind this armored door right here is going to be our cupboard. Our cupboard is not entirely useless, for it will prevent people from griefing us. Past these 2 boxes right here, we have a sheet metal door. And in this room right here is going to be our bedroom. Usually when I build solo bases, I find it kinda hard to include a large bed, which results in me having to use a sleeping bag, which kinda sucks, but for this base I managed to include a large bed. In these 2 boxes right here, I suggest putting gear sets and medicine, that way it's right next to your bed so you can quickly gear up when you need to. Right above us is where you're going to store all your loot. These 2 double doors right here is where you're going to store your main loot. Our resource boxes are a little more exposed, so here I'm going to store wood and charcoal, right below that is going to be stone and metals, and across from that we're going to have our animal products, and right below the animal products is going to be our components. Our chests are set up like this because wherever we are in the base, we'll always have access to our resources and components for our crafting. These 2 rooms right here is of course where our main loot is going to be. For your main loot storage, you can pretty much just do whatever you want. For instance, here I'm going to store all my explosives and sulfur. And yeah guys, that's pretty much it for the base tour, so let's show you how to build it. So if you're going to be doing the base with the oil refinery, you're going to have to set up a 1x1, which is okay because 1x1s only cost about 1600 stone. The only reason why you need to set up something like a 1x1 is so you can get the metal for the oil refinery, which is pretty much unachievable as a solo player. As a solo player without a starter base, of course. Once your furnace cooks up enough metal, make an oil refinery. I also suggest that you bring a little extra metal alongside with a few sheet metal doors. When you're ready to build, you're going to want to set up your refinery in the most flat spot possible. Setting up the foundations for your refinery is going to be the hardest part of the base build, so I highly recommend that you set it up in a flat area and you practice this before doing so. To set up your foundations, you're going to face the circle of the oil refinery and take a few steps back. Then you're going to align your foundation so the right post of the foundation is barely past the circle. Once again, I highly recommend that you practice this a few times on a build server. Once you feel you're alright, place a foundation and then go all the way around the refinery. Now just remove the extra foundations. From there, make sure you can place walls all the way around, and then upgrade everything to sheet metal. Then on the left and right of the refinery, place 2 triangles like so. Now all you gotta do is just place in your doorway, and then place walls all the way around. Now add an extra layer of walls. Once you're done, head outside, place 2 foundations off your triangles, and then raid tower up. You're not really going to raid your own base, but you just got to get to your roof. Then place in your sheet metal flooring. Before somebody comes by and griefs you, place it in your cupboard. Your cupboard location will be right across from where your doorway is. Then place your doorway right on top of that, and then try to jump and place yourself in a roof. Then go around behind the cupboard, place a doorway right there, and then place in your bed. That way you can get back to your base. Once you're done, turn around and place in an airlock. Then to the right of the airlock, place a wall frame, upgraded to sheet metal or stone, it doesn't really matter. Then place in your 5 furnaces, try to keep them as closely together as possible, that way you can fit more. Now with your new furnaces, hopefully you'll be able to afford to put in some sheet metal doors, so do so. Right outside your bed location, you're going to place a large box. Then place a low wall sticking through the large box, and before you upgrade it, place a small box right on top. Once you're done, upgrade it to stone or sheet metal, once again doesn't really matter. Then use that newly placed small box to jump on top of your walls. Then just place in your floor frames all the way around except for on top of the refinery. Then right on top of your cupboard location, place a large box. Same thing on top of your airlock. From there, place a wall and upgrade it to stone. Make sure it faces into the large box. Now sticking to the large boxes, place a low wall and then another box on top. You can make the placement of the large box look a lot nicer if you place it while the low wall is twig. Once everything is done, you're going to place a pair of salvage shelves like so. Then you're going to place 2 boxes on top of the shelf. Then place in your wall frames and upgrade it to sheet metal. For your honeycombing, all you gotta do is just place a single triangle on every single side. Then all you gotta do is just build up your honeycomb to the second floor. For your final step, all you gotta do is just build up to your roof, place in your sheet metal flooring for the honeycomb, and finally place in your 45-degree roofs. You can place in auto turrets if you'd like, but anyways guys, thank you all so much for watching, like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll catch you in the next one.